It's over! We made it! But I know a lot of you were waiting until this video came out to binge watch the whole election, so I won't spoil the result. Though, the fact that The Guardian still exists is kind of a spoiler anyway. We left you with only a few days left in the campaign as the pollsters were making their final prediction, while I waited for the only pollster I really trust.
Well, opposition leader Peter Dutton is to prove the polls wrong and win tomorrow's federal election. That's if notorious psychic Speckles the crocodile is to be believed.
You'd better be right, Speckles the psychic crocodile. Papa needs a new pair of shoes, and if you're wrong, they'll be made of you. Albanese made his final pitch in the same way a serial killer might taunt a detective, with this scrawled note that promises lower tacos and a first home burger. Well, that sounds delicious, Anthony. And after a grueling campaign that included a whirlwind tour of 15 different petrol stations, Peter Dutton saw a campaign in trouble and said, "You know what we haven't done? We should go to a..."
With more than half of all ballots cast before polling day, he's no longer in the driver's seat.
Oh, and if that doesn't work, we should go to a... Yeah, that's it. We did it, lads. We managed to visit every petrol station in the country. Now, provided this campaign is decided by the number of petrol stations each candidate can visit, I am confident we're gonna piss it in. Put all my money on the crocodile. Less confident, the rest of the coalition, who reportedly held meetings on Dutton's leadership before a vote was cast. But at least they were saying positive things in public, like Jane Hume, who said,
"You do not gut the chicken, and read the entrails until you've gutted the chicken."
Which, if you're the chicken, is somewhat comforting, but not the best news you've ever heard. Then, at last, as merciful pleas to the heavens were finally heard, it was time for us all to enjoy the tedious pageantry of Election Day.
There's no dress code for democracy. In Bondi, some performed their civic duty after a morning dip, in true Australian style.
Now, for legal reasons, I want to be clear that I am speaking for myself and not The Guardian here. That vote shouldn't count. If I can see the slot of your ballot box, if I can see the imprint of your democracy sausage, you do not get a vote. Then, on a night where the guinea pig that powers the ABC's data screen by running on a big wheel tragically died, Anthony Green called time on a stellar career by calling the election one last time and in a very Anthony Green style.
So you are categorically ruling out anything other than a minority or majority government for Anthony Albanese tonight?
Probably.
Maybe Anthony just doesn't want to leave. It's okay now. You're free, boy. You're free. Go, frolic. Albanese's victory was compounded by Peter Dutton not just losing the race, but his own seat. Now, the opposition leader has never before lost their seat in a federal election. It was an historic event that Australian coverage commemorated in the most solemn and respectful way possible.
Peter Dutton, the leader of the opposition, a former Home Affairs Minister, Health Minister, Defence Minister, someone who served the country in the Parliament for many years. His hero politically is John Howard, and like John Howard before him, he has lost his seat as leader of the Liberal Party. In a genuine thank you to your service, Peter Dutton, but also into the drink. 3, 2, 1.
Throw the ball. Oh, it is.
Even worse, Speckles the psychic crocodile was in the water. And after a surprisingly classy and heartfelt concession speech that had the Australian public asking, "Who is this guy? The Liberals should have made him the leader," an emotional Anthony Albanese took to the stage to show everyone he still hasn't learned how to hold a Medicare card in a normal way. With the election sorted, we were finally up to the best part, the recriminations. Now, Andrew Bolt blamed the lousy voters who failed to bring him the win he demanded. And the Daily Mail took a swipe at the pompous teal doctor who celebrated victory even after being pooed on by a bird. Though, who knows, it could have been a notoriously psychic bird picking its winner. Unfortunately, no one told Albo that he could stop campaigning now. And so the very next morning, he was back doing this.
What do you want? I love an almond, sir.
Almond? Give us some time.
I think he might have just found a job he likes more than being Prime Minister. Too bad. Back to Canberra, and your little dog too. But at least there was no more bad news for the, God, what's his name? The not Albo. You know, the not Albo. The It'll come to me. Anyway, Donald Trump spoke. What did Donald Trump say?
And the man who may have unintentionally helped deliver him victory had this to say.
You know, Albanese I'm very friendly with. He's been very, very nice to me, very respectful to me. I have no idea who the other person is that ran against him.
Peter Dutton.
Peter Dutton, that's his name. Completely forgot. Wonder what he's up to now. That brings us to the end of the election and this series. If you have enjoyed these videos, I would ask that you please seek medical attention at your earliest convenience. I'll be back next week to cover all the drama of the conclave, unless someone at The Guardian realises I'm sleeping in their broom closet. Goodbye, turn the light out.